Good morning, everybody. Welcome out to our Sneak Peek Wednesday for this week. Thank you for coming by and checking us out. We are in a trade right now, a pre-market trade. So as soon as I can switch over. We're in NTNX, and you can see, I don't know if you can see that clearly. We got in here on the bounce off of VWAP, and I was looking for the push through this level up to 2025. That's our next level of support here. I mean resistance. That's the level I'm looking at it hitting. So every now and then we get an opportunity to get in a pre-market trade. The setup has to be ideal. It has to be perfect. And this is about as perfect as you can get. So I'm looking for, to get up to at least 2025, and then I'll take the trade. I'll take what it gives me. Alright, this should get up to 2025 or close to it. Anything over 20 would be ideal. I'll take I'll take 200 shares if I can get 2025. See if I'll put it out there to see if I can get it. See if we get hit. We're close enough. If not, I'm not gonna let it go through too much of a pullback here. I don't like holding these for extended periods of time. I don't like holding through pullbacks pre-market, because pullbacks can easily wash out, and I don't want to do that. So we'll let this trade play out. Because you can't set stops or anything like that, you got to keep your eye on the trade. I can't set it and forget it. So let's see if we get some more buyers in here so we can try to buy this up. Let me take this off. I might have to bail out a little quick here. Alright, I only got a partial fill on this. Man, I hate it when this happens, but this is what happens when you're in pre-market. I mean, there's nothing you can really do. To combat this unless you have a hotkey and you've got a range. See if we get another little pop back up here. I'm not gonna let it. If we get to 20, I'm gonna just take it where it's at. I mean, we've already locked in profit, so I hate to eat up a ticket just because. Alright, so I'm getting out of this because I don't I need to do my morning scans and get everything set for the morning. But this had the potential to be a quick trade. I could pick up a little over $100 in pre-market. Anytime I could get my day to start out like that, I'm good. Alright, so we may make the move, complete the move up, but I don't have time to mess with it right now. So not a bad day to, not a bad trade to start the day out. Got a little cushion. It's always a good thing. CBI, obviously, this is a second day runner. We had good catalyst yesterday. This is the trade that we got in the swing on Monday morning. This was something that we identified in our swing trade class on Sunday as a potential swing for this week, and it was working. But then yesterday we were fortunate enough to get a good catalyst on it, and that really drove it. That catalyst really really got in and drove it up. So that was good. Looks like NTNX is starting to climb again. Now, unfortunately, it just couldn't wait. If it was working and it was continuing to move, it would have kept me in. But when I have to get my day started, I can't sit there and wait for it. Because what will happen is I'll sit there and wait on the trade. If it works out, it's great. If it doesn't, then I'm behind. I'm behind the 8 ball. So yeah, if I didn't have to do this, I would probably still be in the trade. But that's the name of the game. I'm thinking SPNC, that's a buyout. Tesla's, out of our range. So we've got 2 stocks that we're watching. CVI, we'll bring up CVI. We can look at it. And AAP, this is another swing trade that we got in on Monday. Got in here Monday. It opened above its previous day's close price. So that was my signal to enter. Hit this first target. So we got 3.5 points first day on this. It since pulled back and it's holding higher lows. So I'm expecting it to push this level and move on back up and possibly try to hit this 20 up here. So I'm still in that one. CVI, you can see from Monday, this is where we got in on Monday. This opened just above the previous day's close, was triggering my entry. We only got about 40-50 cents on Monday. And then you can see yesterday, it took off. And I'm looking for it to get up to 21.98. I'm kind of at a dilemma as to whether, if we open above 19.98, whether to add back. I've got a quarter of my position left. So I don't know if I need to add back on this or just let it push up, take my profit, and look for a pullback to get back in if we hold this level. Not really sure. Let me mark this. Not really sure right now. That's the decision I have to make for this morning. So you see we've got these levels here. Right now we're already at this level, 20.98. Damn it. We gotta make this right. 20.98. Wasn't doing right. And this is gonna be the 50-day. 21.98. I messed up. 21.98. So we're already at this 21.25 level. So we're looking, see if we get up to 21.98. Today. So we do have a pretty decent window. Let me bring this back in. We do have a pretty decent window, right here. We get over 21.25. We do have a pretty decent window to the upside. But it's reacting to this 21.25 level right now. So I'll definitely keep this on watch. This will be my best chance for a really good trade. So I'll definitely have this on watch. this NTNX. You can see we made the move right here. So we did get a high of 2040 out of this. So we're basing above this 2025. And like I said, if I didn't have to stop and go through and build my watch list, I would have still been in this trade. It gave us no indication to get out. No indication to get out. But since it wasn't going to work when I wanted it to work and when I needed it to, I had to get out of it. But you can see this was a good setup right off the VWAP. Got to push through the previous high. So we're in good shape on that. If you held on to it, you're good. You're still in the driver's seat. No, Frank, this was, what I did is I just marked the high back here at 8 o'clock because I was looking for it to push through that high and on up to this 2025 level. So we kind of tapped it here, but it was time for me to get started, so I couldn't. Not being able to watch this and monitor it, I don't like taking chances like that because I've been burned on these pre-market trades where we get a point washout. I mean, it grinds up good price action like this, and then all of a sudden I get a point washout, and I'm done for the day before the day even starts, and I just don't. I can't risk it. So far these are the two that I have on watch. CBI and NTNX. And that's a buyout. Yep, so pretty slow morning. Pretty slow morning, but with the stocks that are in play right now, it might be, maybe pretty interesting. We'll see. Right now I'm watching the CBI pullback. There's no entry for me unless it pulls back. They have to pull all the way back for me to even take another entry because we are getting into overbought territory. So right now I'd be chasing. But the silver lining, and and this is what we got to continue to feel good about, is that we are identifying the setup. We're taking solid setups, and even if we can't hold through the whole move, we are identifying the stocks that are moving and that are giving us the opportunity, so that when we do have the opportunity, we can take advantage of it, and we know exactly what we need to do in order to take advantage of it. And that's going to be key. Yeah, good morning from Denmark. Well, you've come a long way. It depends on what the chart tells me. Whether I go long or short, I let the chart tell me what it's going to do. Let the price action tell me. Yeah, I could be long biased. Like I could be long biased here, but if we lose all of this today and we open weak, then I'm going to take it short. So whatever it tells me. Right now, it's saying long, but you know, you got to wait and see what the chart's going to tell you. So you can see this is, you know, we got in here, took profit up here. And this was the level. This was the level I wanted it to get to. You know, to take profit on it. And it didn't quite get there, this push. We had a little pullback, but it did make it on that one. Just 5 minutes too late for me. On CBI, we are pulling back here a little bit. But this candle's pretty much took me out of trying to get in this trade. I didn't need it to make a run like this, because my risk would be down here off of VWAP, which is $20.95. Right now it's 40 cents. I mean, 30 cents away. That's too far for me to get in and risk off of VWAP. So we're kind of at 0 hour here. So I don't really take any pre-market trades after 9 o'clock. At least that's not, I don't look to take pre-market trades after 9. You're going to have an influx of 9 o'clock traders come in. And, you know, I like to watch what direction they drive the stock. Yeah, Frank, that's what it seems like. The 9 a.m. folks typically reverse the earlier moves. It pulls back and you know, then we're able to get our entries after the market opens. Let's see, let me put this level here, 21.25. That's the level that this thing is working off of. Now it's gearing up. You know, looking at this chart, it's gearing up to pop this. As long as we stay above the 9 moving average and the VWAP. Yeah, so small watch list this morning. And I typically don't add to it after 9 o'clock. If I add anything after 9, then it's more than likely gonna be I'm gonna be watching it for a secondary move, because I may not be familiar with the price action and what's going on with it. You know, for me, it's key for me to be familiar with the stock and its price action. You know, how it's trading. How did it trade pre-market? How is it trading into the open? And that helps me make a better decision. And so you see NTNX is starting to pull back now. You know, would have loved to get that extra 15 cents on this. But we're trying to lose the VWAP. And this, a lot of times, this is what you see at 9 o'clock. The traders that come in at 9, they may be swing traders or that were holding overnight. You'll know whether you had people that held overnight, because when you get a little gap up, you're going to see some sell-off. You're going to start seeing some selling. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see that in CVI as well. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some sell-off, a little sell-off here, because of the gap up on it. You know, so this is why I like to just wait and watch through the 9 o'clock hour. One of the things we're going to talk about is going to be risk management and more specifically position sizing. That's what today's webinar is going to be about. And it doesn't look like too many people held this overnight. Or either they're, not looking to take profit here. They're probably holding out for the 50-day. Yeah, CBI. Yeah, once CBI started moving yesterday, Shield Trader put it on 3-to-1. When I got in Monday, it was full. It was full margin. Looks like these guys want to buy it up. They want to get in the game. They want to put some skin in this game. One of my dogs sits on the patio in front of his food dish and just barks. If a fly flies around his food dish, he will bark at it. It's crazy. So this is kind of the boring part of the morning. This is the lull that I'm waiting. I'm just watching my stocks, watching the stocks that I have on my watch list. This morning it's only 2. Like Blue and RGEN, those came in a little bit too late. Now they may set up for secondary moves. Blue is always a good mover. Yes, it's possible to trade before 9 o'clock, depending on when your broker allows you, to start trading. You'll see some trades kick off as early as 6 o'clock. I've seen orders that have gone through before 6. Just depends on your broker. And the only difference in pre-market is you can't use market orders and you can't use stops. Your stop orders don't work and your market order doesn't work. Sure Trader allows you to start trading at 8 o'clock. But in pre-market, if you're taking pre-market orders, what you want to do, you want to size in accordingly. You don't want to go in full size pre-market because the volume isn't there, and stocks can get whipped around pretty quickly. They could change directions on the drop of a dime out of nowhere. And without a market order, the best thing you can do, if you have hotkeys, that can help you. But, for me, I don't like it. And it probably falls from my dyslexia as to why I don't, hotkeys really never work for me. And somebody gave me a good idea of color coding the keys, so that might work. I just haven't tried that yet. I've been saying that for a year that I was going to try it, but I haven't. Man, CBI is smoking it. Another day. See, the other funny thing about pre-market is look at my order. When I was getting out. And the 200 filled first. And then look how the last 100 was broken up. When you don't have a whole lot of volume, this is how things get broken up. It took 2 minutes to fill. Because of the way the price was moving. Yeah, I've looked at the hot buttons as well. That might work. That might work good too. Alright, so guys, next week we won't have a sneak peek Wednesday. I'll be out of town. I'll be on vacation next week, so I won't have my full equipment, and I won't be able to run a sneak peek Wednesday. But we will be back the following week. I can't load up my stuff and take it with me. I've gotten too much now. Yeah, you're right, Frank. I've never really seen a need for hotkeys, trading the way I trade. Now, every now and then I get one, it's not a low float, low dollar stop, but it moves pretty quick. And it may dip down to where I want to take a position or whatever and I miss it. Or the entries, because I wait so long until I really get a feel for the entry. I may get in a little late, but I just haven't really never really liked or felt I needed the hotkeys so much. Because I knew early on I didn't like to trade fast. I like the slower setups, the slower trend following setups. For me, they make more sense. Yep, exactly. And then on these small low float stocks, if you're trying to size up in them and catch them, a quick move, it works in the simulator, but when you try to go live with it, you're going to get your feelings hurt. Alright, so got about 12 more minutes. So we'll sit back and wait, be patient. And see what's going on. Hey Kevin, AZ is somebody that helps with small cap stocks. Since I don't trade them, and then you have, we do have a lot of people that, like to trade small cap stocks, these low dollar, low float stocks. AZ likes to mess with them. But AZ has just moved from here in the from Texas to Costa Rica. So right now there's some internet issues over there. Oh yeah, during vacation, I'll still open the room up and be here in the morning. I'll still be in the room, and the room will still be up. But I won't be able to do the extracurricular stuff next week. I love paying for my vacation while I'm on vacation. But this CVI swing trade pretty much took care of that before we even got started. I'm not sure about the scans. The scans will be up in the morning, but how long the scans will be able to stay up, I'm not sure. So this is the first time I'm going back to the house since the hurricane last year. And I had to wait until the internet was back and everything. So from what I'm told, everything is working. So I won't know till I get there Saturday. In worst case scenario, I'll be walking over to the little Salty Dog area in the morning and using their Wi-Fi. Yeah, it'd be good to have a partner, but I don't charge enough to pay anybody. I charge enough to keep the lights on, and that's it. So that's what kind of what kind of has me where I'm at. Yep, let me run that. Yep, that's true. And then CBI is taking off before the market opens. That's the bad thing about these. You know, a lot of times these trades will take off before the open. And really, you don't have a setup at the open. It kind of messes up your 5-minute opening range trades. But see, it's like, even though we're going on vacation, but we're not going. You know, we're pretty much going home. And that's what it's like. So, you know, we don't wake up early in the morning to go try to go do this, go do that. You know, maybe the days that we go to the beach, you know, I may leave before 10 o'clock. But for the most part, after the morning, I'll be here for the morning session. You know, I won't be here after lunch, which, you know, historically, we don't really make a whole lot of money after lunch unless, you know, we get some good movers. Like yesterday, that trend continuation trade was solid. So every now and then we get some good every now and then we'll get some good, you know, a good trend continuation trade into the afternoon. But I'll be focusing more on my swing trading next week. That'll be the perfect platform to keep the swing trades going. All right, just about 2 minutes to the open here. See if we can do some good today. You know it's bad when you have to take a picture of something with your phone just so you can blow it up to read it. That's when you know you need glasses. Alright, let's see what we got. Let's see what we get. Are we getting a sell-off first from these stocks that's gapped up? Or are they gonna hold serve here? That's gonna be the question. I think NTNX may pull all the way back to the 200 here. If it does, this is where I would expect a bounce. CBI didn't have a sell-off like I thought. I thought we would get a little sell-off before we made this push up. I was expecting it to do just what NTNX is doing. But it didn't do it. It's running right up to the 50-day. It's running right up to this 50-day moving average right here on the daily. So obviously on this I would need a pullback. We're in this last minute here of this first 5-minute candle. And I don't see what I want to see. CBI put in too big of a run to the upside. NTNX, the range is closing in on it. And there's only, there's only 30 cents down to the 200 here, so not something I want to get in. CVI, that might be the safest bet for opening range breakout. But it's moving a little bit too fast for me. I don't like the price action jumping around so fast. So, see, NTNX has got some work to do for me to take it. But the range, it looks like the range is closing up on it, so there's no trade for me there. See, ALDR, it's not doing much. It just had some volume come in, and that was it. Maybe pushing it up a little bit. So that would have been a good opening range break over this level here. But this is the true 5-minute opening range breakout line here. You could have played it here. You could have played it off of the VWAP here. Either way would have been fine. So I'm not liking the way those are trading. Blue is trying to set, let's see, I hate, it's real hard to change the color on this. Blue is setting up for an opening range breakdown here. On this again, we could have got in early on this. But I wish it had hit my scans a little bit earlier, because that would have been a great opening range breakdown here. What? All those shorts are gone on NTNX. Yep. Somebody grabbed them. Man. Well, yesterday was a good day with a 5-cent tick stop. So no doubt about that. So yeah, they'll be in my wheelhouse. I'm not liking much of anything at the moment. CBI was nice. It was just too volatile for me. So once it settles in, I may jump in it. But I'm still holding that quarter position I got left from the swing on Monday. Gonna see how high this thing can go. And guys, this is probably the hardest part about day trading, is sitting around waiting for a setup to happen, or knowing, which ones you'd be comfortable in and which ones you wouldn't. And then when you miss moves like this, or you're in the stocks, you're watching the stocks, you see the movements, and you kind of miss it, then you've got the anxiety. Your anxiety level is up, and you want to take a trade. You got to take a trade. And it kind of clouds your thinking. So all of these things really get you in trouble. And they creep up on you. When you least expect, you can have it under control, but they creep up on you. Like Monday, I had a pre-market trade, and I took it. And, I took it off before it actually made the move, so it broke even. I didn't make anything on it. And had I held it a little bit longer, I would have made the money. And I was there, I was watching it. I didn't have any reason not to. I just didn't do it. I messed it up. Is this thing gonna pull back enough to let me get in? That's the question. I wanted to get back. I mean, it did do it. I just wasn't paying attention. Go back to around 104.50. Now I could get in there risking on the VWAP and everything. But wasn't paying attention. stinks. Now I can't trade NTNX. You know, that's another thing I've noticed. You know, SureTrader's short list has been terrible lately. As you know, compared to what it was in previous years. And I don't know if you got more people trading with SureTrader, or they're just restricting the amount of shorts they have available. You don't know. So since none of the opening range trades opened up for me, I'm going to sit back and wait for the secondary move. And a lot of times they're more profitable than the first one. Because this thing is definitely setting up for a short. So I'll wait for a pullback on blue here, see if we can pull back to this level or the 9 moving average, and I can take a swing at it. It's a 5-cent tick stock, so I'm only going in 100 shares. Plus, we got massive range on this. This stock really moves. And CBI is still pushing. Still pushing on up. But I'd have to wait for the pullback on it. So far today, the only trade was a pre-market trade. And that was it. Come on, get on up there. Oh, don't turn over yet. I want to get with this one, I'm probably going to have to short this. Come on. I'm going to have to short this on the front side, which makes it a little bit more riskier. Because I think if you wait too long on this, the entry's not going to be as good. Yeah, so I missed my chance. That's why you gotta short on the front side. See if we get another pop back up here. Alright, so I went ahead and got it at 35. I've got enough room. I can give it a 50 cent. 50 cent range is not enough for the stop, but we'll see if we catch the rollover here. Oh, sorry. I don't know why this thing does this. I want to see if it gets through that 103.50. And this is the way blue works. I mean, it swings. We got big swings on this. So 104.85 would be where I would have to put my stop. This thing has huge swings, so we'll see if we can get the move on this that we're looking for. Because right now, this is the only one that's trading outside of its 5-minute opening range. And the CBI just pulled back to, let's see. CBI just pulled back. So we're sitting here on the 9 and on the 50-day. My scans are from Trade Ideas. Trade Ideas power my scans. Let's see. Oh yeah. Come on. I'll take half off down here at 25. So I want to lock in a little bit over a point. And right now I'm just gonna let blue work. I'm gonna let it do what it does. Just set my stop back at break even at 104.25. Well, that's 10 cents. So I'll set it back there and just let blue do what it's gonna do. And then I can keep an eye out on maybe something else may be setting up. Maybe CBI may be slowing down and giving a good shot at getting in. Nah, I don't turn day trades into swing trades. So for me, it's not going to be a swing trade. It may be an all-day hold trade, but it won't be a swing trade. There's a level here, 102.75, a daily level. $102.70. So I'll see if we get it. So I'll put a bid out. Should have had it out already, but I didn't. So I'm looking to see, it may pull down to that level and bounce. Which it looks like it's trying to do here. I didn't have it out. That was a mental error on my point. Yeah, and I'm watching another stock. Well, you know, when you're starting to deal with these higher spread stocks, what you want to do is just go in small size. And this is what I'm showing you. You know, I'm in with 100 shares and how you can make money and you can grow your account. You know, just like I said in my video that I did last night, you know, you've got to ask yourself a question. You've got to ask yourself, do I really want to learn how to trade? Or do I enjoy watching other people trade and wish I can make the money? You know, or do I like chasing alerts? Trying to see if I can make the alerts work. You know, that's not a viable strategy. Chasing trade alerts is not a viable strategy. You know, people giving you alerts and saying they took the trade and you know, they made all this money. Okay, I'm out of blue now. They made all this money and you try to replicate it. That's a recipe for disaster. I mean, that is a clean recipe for disaster. So what you want to do is try to develop that skill. Don't worry about making hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars on your first trades. You want to worry about making a couple of dollars. You want to worry about developing the skill, understanding where it's safe to get in a trade, how to manage your risk. You know, all of that is gonna sustain you. It's gonna help you build your career. And that's really what I'm trying to demonstrate. I mean, look at where we started in January. You know, I started with $1,500. You saw me taking these smaller trades. And you see me trading with this smaller size. And every week we're adding money to our account. We're growing it. You know, before long, you know, you'll have enough to just get the hell away from short trading. You know, that's how I did it. You know, that's what I did in this. And exactly how I got to where I am. And you can go back, you know, look at, I started over. When I started back July last year, I said I'm going to start over and I'm going to show, you know, how you can grow your account. Now, it hasn't been as fast as I did it the first time because the market isn't there. We're trading in a different market. But you can adapt, take smaller moves, and continue to grow and add to your account. That's what's going to sustain you. That's what's going to help you be here next year and the year after and the year after. What's my balance now? I will show you. Alright, we're not in the trade. So and what I've done is downloaded all of my trades here. So I started in July last year, just kind of messing around with this, and I started and stopped. So that's what I've done up until this point. But because I kind of played with it last year before the year started. But if we start from January 1st, which is where I started, and I started giving, you know, 100% attention to this. At 23. Now this is rounded, of course, they round numbers. It's just below 23, I believe. And this is in 6 months, and this is trading small size. in how you have to grow. Meticulously grow your account, bit by bit by bit. Now I've got my swing trades separated. My swing trades are in my main account, which I keep very, very private. But what I do is I download all of my trades here, and they show up, here. And you can click on it, see what my average entry and exit was. And each trade should have a check by it. If there's no check, it's not verified. Means, it didn't come directly from, or, so if you're looking at other people's trades and don't have the check by it, it's not verified. So here's this huge loss from Monday. It's killer. But since I started downloading my trades in this small account, like around July last year, I put 32,982 in it. But like I said, last year it was hit and miss. I wasn't doing this full time. This was just something to help me as I was teaching traders and helping traders who started. Alright, so I'm waiting on blue to come back and test this again and see if we get another rejection. And back in 2015, I started 2015 with $5,000 in January. By September, I made 78 grand. But unfortunately, I was at Warrior Trading at the time, and they own the rights to those stats, and I can't get them back. But you can still go on their website and see it. They still advertise it. It's just that my name over there is Edwin and not Ed. But they still have it. My video is still on their YouTube channel that talks about, how I got to where I was, how I made it. And I'm using the same strategies. It's just that I'm trading with a smaller amount to show how you can grow your account. And we prove it every day here in chat. Yeah, I think there's another trader view I think is better than Profitly. But because when I started trading, I came in as a penny stock trader, which only lasted for about 3 months. I signed up for Tim Sykes' chat room. And as part of that, I got this basic Profitly thing for free. And so I've just been using it. But after 3 months, I realized penny stocks is not what I want to do. I like trading these listed stocks that give predictable, stress-free moves. And I know what price action gives me stress, and the ones I need to stay away from. Alright, so let's take a look into your next right quick. Here is, we bounced here, we made the move back through VWAP. Now for me to take this trade, I want to see a pullback. I need to see a pullback. Now yeah, I could have gotten it here on the whole of VWAP, but look at the candle here. Look at the price action. This makes it impossible to really get in and get a good entry, because I need to base this off of, a solid level a little resistance. So in my case, you know, I would have wanted to see it test this again, pull back, hold, and then I would have had a better conviction of it breaking. So I don't want to show, you know, I don't want to chase this. You know, I want a solid pullback. And if I don't get the move, then that's fine. I move on to the next one. That's what keeps me safe. You know, and that's what keeps me consistent. Now, yeah, I have my brain fart days like Monday where I don't, you know, I don't stick to my stop, or I refuse to put in a hard stop and I get blown up within 5 minutes. You know, that happens sometimes. But, you know, it's few and far between. That may happen once or twice a month. Whereas in the beginning, it would happen once or twice a week. So as you get better and you develop skill, those are going to be fewer and farther between. All right, Bob, you made a nice call on CBI. It went right up to the area you were looking at and pulled back. So I hope you shorted that. Jack, I trade with a small account every day. You see, I traded with 100 shares. This morning, I traded with 300 shares on NTNX. You know, so every day, that's the whole point of this community, is to show how I trade with a smaller account. You know, how I make my living is, you know, my swings pay off pretty good. So it allows me to be able to trade small every day. And, you know, what I make trading small pays my bills. So, you know, it's just a win-win because it helps guys who are just starting to trade. You know, unfortunately, too many people fall for the hype. They fall for the hype. And when they realize they can't replicate it, they're out $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 that they spent with people trying to replicate it, and versus actually learning and developing the skill. You know, you have to start small. All right, let's see. Gotta wait for this candle here. Because we're still sitting on a 9. Alright. Alright, so we got in right here below the 9. My stop is going to be 104.50. So it can absolutely turn around and run back and stop out. That's why I've got my stop there. Got to protect what we have. Because what a lot of times what a lot of these people will do is They bait us, retail traders, in. They know what we're looking for. They bait us in, have us, get in or whatever, and then they turn it around and run it the other way. See what I'm saying? So I just sit back and wait. That's the drawback of waiting till we get down here versus, taking it. But we only gave it 50 cents. So we'll, that's a small loss. But what if I got stubborn and said, hey, I'm going to hold this. I'm going to hold this because I want to, I want it to test this. This is my line in the sand. You can't do that. Because when you do, that's when you start giving back too much of your money. So right now it's a little too choppy. This just told me, this move here told me, it's probably time to move on. Oh, excuse me. Alright, so everything is kind of slowing down here in the market. It's running into 1030, and that's about par for the course. When you have a slow morning like this, this is when things start to slow down. The volume and the volatility kind of starts to go away. The other thing I want to point out, you don't want you know, I did give it a tight stop on here, and it was probably, well, I know it was too tight, because what you have to look at is you have to look at the average range of the candle. And the way you do that easily, you can calculate the last 5 candles, or you can put the ATR on your chart and use the last 5. Use the ATR calculating the last 5 bars. And that's what I do on my charts. I let the ATR calculate the last 5 bars, and that'll tell me how much room I need to give a stop. But in this case, I wasn't going to give it $1. Because had I got stopped out on $1, that takes away everything we made on this. Now I still have, you know, half my profits from the first trade. So I still have half of this. And I wasn't going to end up going negative, you know, trying to catch a big move. If this wasn't going to work, you know, it wasn't going to work. Now, if this sets up again, I'll show you how you can combat getting caught in this. It's probably what I should have done, but sometimes you get a little bit too overconfident. But if it sets up again, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, JD hit the reversal scan. I was looking at it earlier. And it's running into the 20 here now. We've bounced and we've taken out VWAP. We run into the 20. And we're running into the green line. So this was a good reversal setup. I just missed it. You know, I saw it. By the time I really took a look at it, it was too late. Let's see, JD. Okay, on JD, you've got, and you probably can see it on you probably can see it on this daily chart up here. Here it's sitting on the daily 20. This is a 20 moving average from the daily. That's where it's sitting. So if I were to take this short, we would have to get below this level here. And we could take it for a trend continuation to the downside. But I would not short on this on this. And then here's 39 and 69. Still just Wilders. Because all it's doing, all I care about it doing is calculating the average range of the bars. That's all I care about. See, AMD. Yeah, this is a flag. This is a bullish setup here. So we're gearing up to push the VWAP. But the other thing is you got red to green and you've got the 20 right here. So you're running into more resistance. Once you pop this, you're running into more resistance within what, 10 cents? And that's kind of what I see on AMD. Alright, so I'm watching this. This is, if I can get a good entry up under here, if we lose this, this would be a good trend continuation trade, which I could get in and just kind of let it work. Hold on a second.
APC.
Missed it. Shoot. I was just a click too late, man. A click too late. Alright, I got in. As long as we hold below this, I think we'll be in good shape. I was sitting here watching it. I saw the weakness. That's what prompted me to enter this trade.
APC.
So if we can't hold under this level, then you know, this trade may be dead. But my stop is gonna be back here, VWAP. So 40, 40, 40, let's see. VWAP is, I need another chart here. Yeah, VWAP is 40.39. So, you know, smart money would put it over, just over the VWAP. So 30 cents would put me at 40.47. So that's where my stop's gonna be. Alright, let me go back and look at AMD for you. It could be considered a VWAP rejection, but look, I mean, this is what has me concerned about this. Wait a minute. Man, look at this. We ran right back up the VWAP on this JD. Right back up the VWAP. So I'm guessing this morning, I mean, that might be it for me trading this morning. I'm not going to give back any more of my money. You know, again, I got baited in this again. So, you know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. It's not going to happen a third time. So I'm taking what I got and I'm going to lock it up. You know, maybe after lunch we get a good trend continuation trade or something. I will get in, but, you know, not worrying about it. But here's you know what I'm worried about. It's not really rejecting. We're still caught in this gravity of VWAP. And it's not really getting away from it. And we're making higher lows here. So this, you know, as this grinds up, it's going to continue to put pressure to the upside, and then pop goes the weasel. Like they say, pop goes the weasel because the weasel goes pop. Alright guys, let me go grab some water here. I think my morning trading has come to an end. This price action is a little bit sketchy for me. And when you notice it, you got to shut it down. Protect your capital. You know, if it's only $50 that you're going to end up with, then you need to protect it. Because your account's $50 more than it was yesterday. Alright, so I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Said, do I take relative volume into consideration? I'm looking at the volume that's happening right now on the trade. You know, I'm looking at the volume bars. And if I see volume dying, then I'm probably not going to take it to the long side. Yeah, look, it's flagging. Just what we saw. Pop straight to the upside. You know, we were hanging around, making higher lows. And there you go.
Time.
Yeah, so we'll be sitting back, relaxing, waiting for the afternoon. I tend to go to lunch around 11:45. That's probably when I'm going to be going to lunch. So, you know, I like to come in like 15 minutes before 1 o'clock, because it seems like they leave and come back within that 15 minutes. So I like to take lunch around that time.
Time.
But unless something miraculous happens, you know, I'm not going to take any more trades this morning. You know, for me, the price action is not heading in my direction. I'm not looking to trade long today, and that's where everything is headed. See, FINL, there's no volume in it. It's trading well below 50,000 shares every 5 minutes. So there's just no volume there at all. You know, and then going back to this JD, this, you know, we were making lower lows. And, you know, that's what got me interested in this. We made a lower low here on this candle, and there was some weakness I saw coming in. But it seems like not long after I got in, that weakness disappeared. And, you know, sometimes we do get the pullback to the to the 20, and then we fade because we have another opportunity to break this. But that didn't happen. This is just one of those setups, one of those times where it just found support. You know, we had a lot of support there that just built in and pushed this back up, even though we started setting up to come back, you know, to come back down. So I don't feel bad about it. You know, the only other thing I could have done was waited to see if this candle would close below this level. You know, but I knew I wanted to take that risk. Sometimes the markets aren't conducive to taking that risk, and you have to wait for a candle to close below this level in order to take it. Same thing with blue. And that's what let me know, okay, I waited for this candle to close below it. This candle started to confirm, but then it quickly didn't. You know, so that kind of told me should have really told me everything I needed to know about how the market is going to react today. So I don't have any really going to the short side. And I don't want to go to the long side, so I'm kind of stuck sitting on my hands for a little bit. Yeah, I really like to see, you know, 75 to 100K in volume every 5 minutes. But I won't trade it if it's less than 50. Man, what the hell? What is wrong with this computer? Yeah, CBI is heading south. Let's see, I wait for a pullback, possibly a pullback to this level here, maybe VWAP. I get in on a rejection. If there are any shorts left that sure traded by the time that happens. I'm gonna wait for a pullback. See if we get a pullback. And right before I go short, I'm gonna take the rest of my swing trade off, because I far exceeded my expectations on it. So we'll see if this was just a momentary lapse or whether it's actually going to be detrimental to this trade. Yep, and this is like the major event that I would trade that would get me out of bed for this. We gotta see who's behind this mess. Alright, so I'm going to go in with a little smaller size than I would like to. Alright, so I'm going to take a position. I'm going in a little bit smaller size than I would like to on this. I don't like the way this looks. 2144, 2174. Shoot. May not put a stop. I may just get out of this. I don't like the I'm getting conflicting signals here. So if we close back above the VWAP, I mean the 20 and all of this, this is where I should have waited. I was a little bit impatient. I was a little bit impatient. I should have waited for this to test, but I didn't. So I know I need to stop this morning. It just doesn't work out. And you're gonna see exactly what I need. What I should have done was just shut my platform off. That's usually what I do when I realize the morning is not where it needs to be. It's time to wait till after lunch. But I didn't. Had I shut my platform off, I wouldn't have convinced myself to do this. But really, I should have been patient and just try to get the entry up here. You know, versus having this fear of missing out and it rolling back under this level. No, it's all it's just a mental thing right now. And this is the stress that we do not like, that I brought on myself. Yeah, I don't like putting stress on myself like this. I like slow, stress-free trades. Alright, now that we made that push, we made this test, I'll put my hard stop in. Because if we run back up there again, we may not be coming back. But now I feel a little bit better that I probably would have gotten in here. Once this candle went in and it tested above these levels, I probably would have got in here. So, you know, even though I did get in early, I still would have been baited in. You know, based on what I'm seeing here. Now, obviously, we got to get through this level for this to work. But I don't feel so bad now. Excuse me. My target, if we lose this level, my final target's going to be the 20, meaning the red to green line here. No, if we get through this. You know, we got to get through this. This is held as support. Resistance first. You know, we've been kind of trading around this level all day. If we can get through this, I look for a pullback to red to green. Now, as far as profit, you know, it's gonna, I would like to see it get back and retest this. But if not, you know, I'll get it at 21 or something like that. But there's going to be a fight here. Don't know who's going to win. But there's going to be a fight here. The only, you know, the good thing is my hard stop is 10 cents above the 20. So I'm in with enough room that will allow this trade to work, if it's going to work. So, you know, I feel a lot better about being in the trade now. Even if it doesn't work, this is a, you know, ideal setup. And I'm in with the proper risk reward, and I got enough room to work. So this thing can take its time getting through here. At least I know this thing has a chance to work. Excuse me. We may have some big boys who are long in this, who don't want to let this thing go. So I'm hoping that once we get through this level, we get some people just wanting to dump their positions and we get a big sell-off. That's why I'm looking for it to come all the way back. But the key to this trade is going to be getting through this support right here. Because this is a solid, as you can see, it's already held solid this morning. Not have a headache. But if I was a trader that liked to add to my position, I would add on a break of this level. But I'm not an adder, so it's not going to work for me. Alright, so we should get a relatively strong move down here. I don't think 21 is going to hold up. I don't want to take any at 21, but I might have to. Really? Really? I swear. This action is just way too choppy for me. I'll put my first target down here at 2094. I don't even know. We can't seem to get away from this level here. It's the same mess this morning. We can't seem to get away from it. So I'll put my first order, my first bid out at 2094. If we can get it hit. Yes, it did. That 5-minute opening range low. You know, remember I told you guys that those opening ranges, when they put in, they tend to be pretty solid. So it may take a little bit to get through that too. You know, obviously this is not the trade I wanted. I wanted a little bit more, you know, faster resolution. Faster resolution to this trade, but Well, Matt, let's hope that's true. But we're back at this 21.25 level. This is disappointing. Very disappointing. Now, if we can't get away from this level, I'm going to be just like those guys and say, hey, screw it, I've had enough of this. We just stuck in this freaking channel, man. We can't get out of it. So if we can get a move through 20. If I can hit my order here. Hit my bid. Come on, hit it. There we go. It hit my first one. Next one's gonna be 2050 if we can get there. Gotta change my stop though. Stop goes to break even. $21.40. And stop goes to break even now. Excuse me. I drank some water. I don't know why my throat's getting messed up. So took a little patience here, but you know, we're getting the move. See if I can hit my second target at 2050. Last target is going to be down here at red to green. But let's see if we can get second target. We're kind of getting stuck at 60 here. Alright, second target hit. Last target's gonna be 20. If we can get there. And stop is going to be 21. It's going to be my profit stop. So after waiting this out and getting a headache, a slight headache, which is gone now, we're making some progress. And again, I went in with small size, only went in 300 shares. You know, I could have gone in 1,000 shares on this if I wanted to. But, you know, even with the $3,000 account, well, it's more in it now, but if I had a $3,000 account, I could probably still go in No, I couldn't. I could go in around 700 shares if I wanted to. See if we can get through 50. We should be able to hit this red to green line on this move. But we got to clear 50. We got to get out of this, out of the gravity of 50. Got to get out of the gravity. And once we clear 50, I'll move my profit stop down to 2075. Come on down. Come on in. The water is fine. Can't get away from 50. We just can't get away from it. That gravity keeps sucking it back in, sucking it back in. For me to consider a stock away from a supply zone, it has to be more than 10 cents away. It's got to close 10 cents, at least 10 cents away from this, for me to feel that we have lost it. So we got to chew through this supply zone here, see if we can get through it. And this thing is fighting. It's fighting for his life. 10 seconds. Come on, let's close. Let's watch. It's going to sit there at 50. It's not going anywhere. crap. Man, this sucks. This sucks. Yeah, thanks. You gotta trust these technicals. You gotta believe in them. So I'm waiting to see what happens with this candle. If we're gonna make a move back, or we're gonna try to catch it. We're gonna try to move back below 50. I mean, this is a massive supply zone right now. Come on down. Come on down. Second attempt. I want to get all the way out. I want it to get to the red to green line and bounce. That's why I want to see it bounce. And then when it pulls back to the 9 or so, get back in for a trend continuation to the downside. But I want to see it hit 20. We made a higher low. Yeah, it's done. We made a higher low, so it's for crap right now. Damn. Can't believe I had this in my sights. Alright, so I took it off. We'll reset on a bounce here. Disappointing. Disappointing trade on there. Should have been a lot more than that. So I'll wait for a retest and get back in. Once we started making higher lows, the trend is broken. So, I'm going to take it off. So for right now, I'm done. We had, a couple of good trades, a couple of trades that just didn't follow through. But I got the meat of the move, and that's what matters. We can't top and bottom tick these stocks. If we do, it can drive us insane. So all I can do is go by what the chart's telling me, what the price action is telling me. And as long as I do that, I'm going to feel confident in the choices that I make. So it's coming into my lunchtime. So, I thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Remember, next week, we won't have a sneak peek Wednesday. I'll be on vacation, so I won't have my equipment and able to stream it. I might do something on YouTube Live. If I can, I'll let you know. But it's all going to depend on how the internet is working, because all that stuff got tore up in the hurricane last year, so I don't know how well that's been put back together. But if I can, I may stream a little bit next Wednesday morning, but it'll have to be on YouTube. So thanks, guys. You guys have a great day. Hope you see exactly what we do here. It's all about teaching you how to trade. It's not about following trade alerts or trying to follow these fantasy trades that work in a simulator but they don't work live. It's not about that. It's about you learning how to sustain yourself in a trading career, and how you have to build yourself up from ground zero. And that's what it's all about, and that's what we try to teach. So again, thank you guys for coming by, and I will see you on the other side.